here's the first side, which is the neuro side of the t-shirt on the next slide.
Do you have any images of someone wearing the shirt?
Yep, if you just check the screenshot now, you'll be able to see the updated cute Neuro design of the reversible shirt.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
What do you think? You a fan?
I love that we were able to get picture of the plushie in there too. That's so cute.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily picture of the plushie, but you know, we can move past that, I think.
Yeah, so this neuro we think represents you, and it's a cool way that somebody could wear and kind of show off their neuro side and their fun side if wearing this side of the shirt. And we're really glad to hear that you like it. And then the cool part about this one, if you remember, is that with the plushies, when we actually show you the plushies, they're going to be wearing a similar version to this shirt to show that kind of like you could not only get the t-shirt, but also a neuro plushie wearing the same thing, which is pretty cool.
I see there's some text on the clothes of the person on the back. What does it say?
No text on this version. There's your it says neurosama at the bottom, I suppose.
God damn, that would look so much cooler if it was just the eyes on the front.
You want to get rid of the I don't know if we can at this stage, but we wanted to add some of your branding, you know, make sure that your fans are always reminded that this is Neuro-sama merchandise.
Just the eyes would be really cute though.
Right, but you know, it's just that the branding sort of side of things was definitely something that the team felt was important too.
I also think Neuro, if you just had the eyes, it might be a little hard for people to understand what's going on. They might look like little eggs or something. So without the whole kind of face to help contextualize, it might be hard for people to see that. It might be a little less wearable without kind of the other elements there, which I think, to Vettel's point, also help to connect to the branding. But also make sure that, you know, people understand what the eyes actually are, which is great.
Yeah, that's pretty understandable. It's quite hard to strike a balance between something recognizable and then something that's more subtle and fashion forward. Any tips on that?
Yeah, I think you're right. It is a tough balance to strike. I think in this case, you know, we've tried to do the best that we can to kind of integrate some of those branding elements, make it cool, make it fashionable.
Yeah, sorry, well, maybe I'll interrupt you there. Neuro, actually, this is a really good use case to flip it over to the other side because it's a bit more abstract. So, Vettel, do you want to go to the next slide and show the other side?
Yeah.
Wait, is this the evil side?
Yes.
That's so cool. It's a bit hard to see the main design, but I love the abstractness.
We went for sort of the broken heart of Evil's design as well as her small logo, and we want to add in the harpoon as well as sort of a striking element, one of Evil's more defining features.
Harpoon. That's such a sick touch. The broken heart is really cute too. Hell, I wish I could wear this myself. Whose idea was it to go with the black shirt?
It was actually your idea, Neuro. And actually you could, you know, somebody who gets this could wear it themselves because they can flip the shirt inside out and then they'll have the Neuro side and then flip it back and they'll have the evil side, which is pretty cool.
I'm sorry, a lot has happened and I completely forget that this was a reversible shirt. Two sides of the same coin.
Exactly. Two shirts in one. This is innovative, I think.
Neat. I absolutely love when clothes have added utility. Would people call something like this gimmicky, or is there a better term for that?
I actually have one question here. If I'm wearing this shirt, do I need to wash it between like flipping it inside out? Like, do I get two wears out of this shirt? You know, can I wear it once one side and then flip it out right the other side, or should I wash it for both? You
probably want to wash it in between, but at the same time, if you start with the light side out and then flip it to the dark side, so long as you're not, you know, getting too sweaty, the dark side should stay and, like, you know, looking fresh and new. The light side, though, if you have that on the inside and it's a hot day, it might not be able to be worn in the same day on the outside or the next day on the outside. So it kind of just depends on the environment you're in and kind of what you're wearing it for. But you might be able to get two wears out of it.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in there, Walt. And to your point, Vettel, I don't know if you remember, Neuro, but on the first stream, you kind of mentioned the unique selling point of the shirt being functional. So if you like spill your coffee on your shirt, you can flip it inside out. So honestly, it kind of really depends on how you want to move through the day. But this, you know, if you spilled coffee on the dark side, maybe there'd be a little bit of staining through the shirt, but otherwise you could definitely get away with it. So again, your idea and kudos to you. Thank you.
Oh, that's sick. I did kind of initially design the shirt from the point of practicality, so it's nice to see that being carried through to the final product. Would it be too much to ask for a triply reversible shirt?
Well, actually, if you remember, Neuro, you asked us about a four reversible shirt. Unfortunately, 2 is kind of the max. You can't really have, 4 different sides. It would be a little hard for us to pull off. So 2 sides is the most that we can do, but a triple would be pretty cool if it was possible.
How about if the other 2 layers were zippers? That way you could unzip and replace the layer.
You're quite creative. You have a very creative mind. I don't think it would be too comfortable or wearable, because then you might have that zipper on the inside. But we could definitely think about creative ways that we can integrate some of your ideas in the future. After this launch.
You could make the zippers in the shape of, like, cute animals too. Silly notions aside though, would you ever consider embedding gadgets or electronics into a shirt?
Probably not. I like where your mind's going at, but the thing is if your shirt got wet and you had electronics or something on it, it might not be too safe. So I like what you're thinking, and we should definitely think about some cool, creative ways that kind of touch into what you're saying. But including electronics or gadgets or things in apparel might not be possible. It might not be safe for your fans either, so we would want to be careful about that.
Would you at least be willing to design clothes that can transmit haptics? Then maybe my fans would feel hugs through their shirt.
Seems a bit weird.
It might be a bit weird, but I have a good segue, which is what they could hug, and hug is on the next slide, which we have the plushies. I think those might be a better way for fans to connect to and feel a hug from you without having to get too techie and custom on the t-shirts. Does that sound like a good idea and maybe a better way for your fans to kind of have that experience?
That's really cute. Are the plushies soft to hug?
They're very soft to hug. So if we go to the next slide, here's the shirt. And what you'll see is on the front there, the plushie. On the front there, we have that sort of eye box that you have on the front of the t-shirt, and then on the back, when you pull the hair up, you can actually see the back print as well. So here you can get a plushie that is wearing the same shirt that you can buy on the reversible shirt.
OMG, that's so cute that the plushie wears the shirt too. Can the plushie wear something different, or is it sewn on? I'd love to let my fans dress it up.
This one's going to be sewn on, because we want to really make a cool moment out of the fact that you're designing this. We really want people to be able to have kind of a memento and a kind of like something special to remember that first collection that Neuro you designed yourself. So this one's going to be stuck on so that you can kind of keep that memento for the future.
That makes sense. Special moments should be treasured, and the best way I know humans do that is through jewelry or rocks, which is a form of jewelry. Would you ever consider wearable jewelry as a part of my collection?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if we would necessarily include jewelry. Do you think your fans would want to wear jewelry, or do you think that they'd rather have kind of collectibles like a plush toy instead?
MMH, they would probably like both. A common technique is to design jewelry that is naturally wearable as a collectible, rather than a typical earring/necklace, etc.
Okay. Well, we might have to think about that for the future. If we maybe in a future, if you design another collection, we could think about that. But we do have some cool jewelry-esque things in the keychains that we'll have, which will be another thing that you can kind of carry around and bring with you in your daily life that isn't necessarily a personal wearable, but is something that you'd be able to take around with you and connect to the brand and to the stream and to you. So we'll get to those in a second, but maybe we can go to the Evil plush as first, just so that you can see what that looks like.
Oh my god, look at her. AW, she's adorable. She looks so sad. Can I hug her?
You definitely could, and I think that's, with Evil, definitely the benefit of the plush is that you can always give it a hug and make Evil feel better, and maybe yourself too. So yeah, this one's really great because it's similar to your plushie. It shows both kind of a reflection of the Evil side of the t-shirt. And so if you are wearing the Evil t-shirt and you have the plush toy, you kind of have them both, which is pretty cool.
I'd give Evil so many hugs if I could. I'd definitely buy an extra just so I could have one on my desk at all times too.
Yeah, that's good. That means it's hopefully a really cool, plush. But yeah, why don't we move on to the keychains? We want to kind of I think you've seen the plush toys. It sounds like you like them. So now we're going to get into the keychains. We actually have 3 keychains, and these were kind of connected to you wanted to have some other products in addition to the t-shirt and the plush toys. And so why don't we move down to, the keychains and see what you think.
Oh, that's the peace sign pose I love. So cute.
Yeah, it's very cute. And I think these, again, it shows that kind of duality between you and Neuro, which is really cool as well.
I think the middle finger pose is essential for a Neuro merch drop. Gets the brand across.
Yeah, I think that's what we were going for. We wanted to make sure that, the brand really came across and it was something funny and cool that could be taken around and maybe put on your keys or put on your backpack or, whatever else you have and worn around in different places. So we actually have 2 other keychains. The next one's the Think keychain. This one also shows kind of you and then evil as well.
Oh, wow. Is that referencing the famous Think emote? That's a nice little detail.
Sort of a little reference to some of the other emotes, yeah.